So Israel has officially gotten so desperate to prevent this ass whooping they got coming from Iran that they're trying to revive the career and legacy of Prince Pahlavi. Now, Prince Pahlavi is the son of the former Shah, Mohammed Pahlavi, who was exiled by the Iranian people. That's right, guys. The only democracy in the Middle East is trying to install a monarchy. Now, it's important to know that the reason the first Pahlavi was overthrown was because he was a Western puppet. After Mossadegh was overthrown, which, by the way, happened while Pahlavi was Shah, he ended up consolidating the power and giving control of a large amount of the oil from Iran to Western interests. That obviously led to a downturn in their economy and a lot of other problems, so the Iranian people got his ass on up out of there. Fast forward, Israel is realizing that Iran is more of a problem than they expected them to be, so they bring out Prince Pahlavi to speak at the Israeli-American Council. Pahlavi even goes on Fox News to openly advocate for a regime change in Iran, saying that it's actually Iran who's causing all the problems in the region, and he would be much more friendly to their pals Israel. Which is kind of wild to say that he thinks Iran's the one that's causing all the problems in the region, because it's not Iran participating in a genocide. It's not Iran putting bombs and pagers leading to the deaths and injuries of dozens of Lebanese. It's not Iran assassinating Israel's generals while they're in a meeting at an embassy in a completely different nation. And even though the West and Israel both claim they're against totalitarian dictatorships, and that's why they don't like Iran's regime, even though it's not a totalitarian dictatorship. Their solution is to actually create a monarchy, which would be, by definition, a totalitarian dictatorship. So basically, they're okay with dictatorships. They're okay with monarchies, as long as that monarchy is a puppet for the West. And speaking of the West, AIPAC has made sure to get their money's worth, because they got Kamala calling Iran the #1 adversary of the United States, specifically because of its threat to Israel.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran.
They even have Trump believing that it's Iran trying to assassinate him after the Biden administration, of all people, gave him a briefing that he needs to take care of himself because Iran wants him out the picture.
There have been 2 assassination attempts on my life that we know of, and they may or may not involve, but possibly do, Iran.
So effectively, no matter who wins or who loses, Israel gets their anti-Iran war hawk. But I got some bad news for Israel. If the US has been trying to coup Iran for the last couple of decades without any success whatsoever, what in the hell makes you think that they're about to just all consolidate power and unite behind an exiled prince who hasn't stepped foot in Iran since the 70s? Yet another example of how Israel is rushing to its own demise. And I'ma just sit back and enjoy the show.